Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are finally doing another Monster Mash. So today is kind of a personal Monster Mash for me. They're part of my family, I've had them for years, and I love them to death. Today we are mashing my pets. So this is Koda and Elsa, my two Shiba Inus. I love them to death. Koda I've had since he was a puppy. He's the one up here on the top part of the couch. And then Elsa we got when she was 2 years old, and she's right here. So we've had her for about 4 years, and then Koda for about 6 years. They're both the same age, and yeah, I love them, and they are the best doggos ever. And so I thought today we could go ahead and mash them, see what we could get. I think we could get a really cool and interesting creature combining these two unique dogs. I think it'd be really cool to see what we can come up with today. So let's go ahead and jump in, get some rough sketches going, and figure out how we want to combine their very unique attributes and like try to figure out how to piece them together to make a new like cool dog. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so I'm really liking where we're getting with these rough sketches. I think I'm able to really capture both my animals really well. Like right here, we get Koda has a little bit of like chubbiness right around his face. I think that works really well. And then for the tail, Koda's is like really tight. Like it goes in a spiral, like a full cinnamon bun because we call him Cinnabut. So his is really tight. But then Elsa's tail kind of just like barely grazes her back, kind of like this. So I'm trying to think, I think I'll make up here a lot tighter and then just have it come over and touch the back of the back. So we have the tight curl of Koda's, but then kind of the loose tail of Elsa, so we get a nice in between. But I'm really liking this design. I think it's gonna be a really, really cool creature. I think it's gonna be a really cool monster. So let's go ahead and jump in and get the final drawing started. So with this Monster Mash, it was really crucial to me to be true to form, true to life, and really pay attention to the detail of my dogs. I just wanted to make sure that I really nailed what they looked like, and it's very personal to me because like they're my little fur babies, they're my little doggies that I see every day, and I love them to pieces. And I knew that the first Monster Mash debut that they would be in, I really wanted to make sure to capture their essence. And they're both such like unique and wonderful animals. They both have very amazing personalities that I had to try to capture both of those in this one Monster Mash. And then they just have such a cute color palette, something really diverse between the two of them. So I kind of faced a little bit of a struggle trying to figure out how to blend their tan colors because they're just so different. Like I just can't even tell you how different the tans on them are. Like it was probably the most intimidating thing of this drawing, honestly, trying to think, how am I gonna combine these two colors? Because like some Monster Mashes, it's just kind of natural to be like, oh man, I really want to use the colors from this animal, but then you can like sprinkle in the other colors from like the spotting of another animal or whatever you're mashing, and it just works. But oh boy, I was really afraid of the coloring phase. I just thought I wasn't going to be able to nail the colors perfectly, and you wouldn't really be able to tell the two animals that were put into this, you know? I mean, part of it is when you do a mash, like you want to make sure that it looks like a seamless mash, but I also like to keep aspects of the original animals, so I don't want to like fully lose any details or looks from some of the original creatures. And this one proved to be challenging. I just really wanted to make sure to capture both of them very well and get all their little cute details and quirks. And that was just the most intimidating thing. It was really hard for me, and I think I pulled it off pretty well. I kind of beat myself up for missing a few details here and there, but I think I executed pretty well in combining my two dogs. Just, they're so different, you know, like, it's crazy, and it was really hard for me to pick aspects from both of them to combine into this one creature. Alright guys, and we are all done with this Monster Mash, and I have to say, I think I captured both my dogs really well. I think this just looks perfect. Love this. I think it's probably one of my favorite Monster Mashes. I just tried really to get a lot of detail in there. I love the shading and the highlights I did to it, and it was a really fun piece, and it was really nice to incorporate like my family, my little like fur babies into my channel, and I just had a lot of fun with this. And, you know, I encourage all of you to combine your pets, too. It was super fun, and I totally did not forget any of my pets.
What the fuck, Katelyn?
Holy fuck, hey, Frank.
How did you forget about me? I'm just as important as your freaking fuzzy babies.
I'm sorry. I think of my fur babies first. It's not anything...
Oh, still, I'm just as important.
Not to say it's not anything personal. I know you're a snake, but cut me some slack.
You barely hold me, you pet them all the time, what the fuck?
Okay, I'm sorry. You're not as Instagrammable, okay? It's Doge. How can you compete with Doge?
Just put me in a hat, I'd be cute.
Okay, yeah, if we put you in a top hat, that would be a different story.
Yeah, exactly, you could easily make me a star.
Alright, fine.
Just add me with the dogs, I'm just as important of a pet, and you never put me on YouTube or Instagram or anything.
Okay, alright, I'm fine. Sorry, I'll put you in there. I'm sorry, I'll add you in. Just let me jump in and do it real quick.
Thank you, Jesus.
Well, I mean, alright, with Frank's tantrum out of the way, I guess we should figure out how to add him in. I can't believe I forgot my snake. How terrible am I? I am a terrible pet owner. But, you know, I'm still making up for it. He's still getting added in. We are still in this video. It's not like he's not gonna be here. He's so temperamental. He's just got such an attitude, you know? He's just, But I love him all the same. Frank, if you guys don't know, is a red-tailed Colombian boa. We've had him, I think, for about 3 to 4 years now, somewhere in that range. I don't know why it's so much harder for me to remember his gotcha date. I think it was just, we went and just made a split decision because we were thinking about getting a snake for a long time, and we're like, you know, today's the day. We're gonna go get a snake today. Like, I want a snake. So we got a snake, and we got him back at our apartments before we moved into our new home, and we've had him ever since, and he's getting pretty big. It's actually probably about time for a tank upgrade. He's getting a little bit too big for the tank. He's not obnoxiously big, but basically when a snake, when it's fully coiled out, if it's the same length as your tank, it's getting too small. As in the tank's getting too small. The snake's getting bigger, but the tank's getting too small. So Josh and I are trying to figure out how to do that because basically there's not really a comfortable next upgrade. It's just you go from normal size fish tank sized gallon, like 70 gallon tanks, and then you jump up to these ginormous like glass tanks. And oh my gosh, like I think the cheapest one we found was like $2,000, and I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna afford this for the snake, but don't worry, we're figuring something out. We're gonna see what we can do to get him a nice, bigger, happier, comfier home, and we're in it for the long haul until he gets too big, and then maybe we'll find another home that can take just as good of care of him in the future. But for now, he's still our little Frank. And for those of you who might not know, he has a cute little mustache, which I realized I should have totally included in the drawing. That's a total missed opportunity. I mean, I add a little bit of the gray and black to the snout, but I should have went all in and added a cute mustache. That's a big missed opportunity for me, but this was still a really fun mash to do. It was cool to try to figure out how to make my dog's tans and whites go seamlessly with more of like the muted brownish gray colors of Frank. And then I wanted to highlight those really beautiful red like splotches at the end of his tail, hence the red-tailed Colombian boa, and make sure to have some at least of the brown patterning that's along his body as well. This is probably not one of my more seamless mashes, but honestly this one was just kind of for fun. I just wanted to see what it would look like to make a snake dog. I personally enjoy it. It's probably not like a, no, not even. I don't care. I liked it. You know, no excuses. I had fun with it. It was fun to just make a kind of interesting snake dog. And I'd be interested to know, I'll leave a poll right here, and I'm gonna ask my patrons as well. Would this be of interest in a future creature compendium? Maybe it could be a companion to like a druid or something. Or it could hunt and fight in packs. Maybe more of a desert dweller, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments and at the poll here. Alright guys, and we are all done with our Monster Mash. I had a lot of fun combining my dogs with my pet snake, Frank, and it was just a lot of fun. I hope you guys could deal with my cringy humor and had a great time with this video, and yeah, I mean, all things aside, this was actually a pretty fun mash to do. But, you know, I don't think this is like my strongest mash, but if you guys are interested in getting a really cool monster, I'd go check out my Patreon. I will be releasing another video coming up soon with the monster as well, but on Patreon I'm doing a Monster of the Month every month where you get a full illustrated monster with lore and stats that you can just drop into your D&D games. I'd really appreciate it if you went and checked out my Patreon. I'm trying to make this my full-time job, and with your support, anything from $1 to any of the other tiers would help me immensely. So anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this video, and thank you for putting up with my humor for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you aren't already, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. I have new videos every Wednesday and Friday. And again, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys on Friday. Bye, everybody. And here's a quick thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. Are you guys interested in getting some monsters every month and some cool behind-the-scenes sketches? Go check out my Patreon. And again, thank you if you already support me. I love you to bits. Have a great day.